Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends for another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a metal mythic whom I acquired at a recent progressive challenge. And this is JoshDub. And as I said, JoshDub is a mythic. He's metal. He's from the underworld. He's undead, yet somehow a superhero. He's also part of a special event in regards to the birthday of Monster Legends. So he showed up with 2 open ruin slots, so we are definitely going to be investing in opening up that last slot when the time comes. So let's find a nice spot for him. No, you're not going in the vault. Okay, he wanted to go in the vault. Very strange indeed. No. These fellows up here are looking forward to meeting you. Well, that was very violent of him. I like it. Alright, so where is he? He's over here, and this is Beamy. I'm thinking about it. Alright, well, let's just see Beamy. Alright, so this is JoshDub. As I mentioned, he is a mythic. He is metal. He has an evolving trait. Let's take a look at it. At rank 0, he is immune to triggered death. At rank 1, he gains immunity to stun. At rank 3, he also becomes immune to possession. You can't get into his head. Probably has to do with his helmet. Alright, let's check out his initial stats here. His strength is very good. His life is very good. His speed is... he's not too quick, but I mean, he's wearing a lot of stuff over there. I have a feeling that the life and the strength are the important things for him. Alright, let's check out his initial skills, and I do believe there's a little surprise hiding in here. Alright, let's start with this one. MP5 Rush in Sand. Deals low metal damage to all enemies, and then we have Echo Round in Mirage. Heals self by 25%, gives 25% of stamina to itself, removes all negative status effects from itself, applies evasion to itself. I will be keeping that one. I'm not going to keep it in that spot. I'm going to move it towards the end, but I'm definitely keeping that one. And of course, his special skill, the boys are here. Deals heavy fire damage to all enemies twice. Okay, that's new. That could be very interesting too. When Sergeant Hullhead resurrected as a zombie after his body was buried in nuclear waste for years, Dr. Mary Helson decided to study the properties of the radiation. He took a piece of mythic ember and buried it in radioactive waste, thinking it would create a substance he'd be able to use. Instead, a mythic monster was born. And there he is! Did he beat up Dr. Mary? Yeah, don't mess with that kind of thing. It's really just not a good idea. Alright, well, he's just a little fella with a little grenade gun. And we have to feed him up. Because after all, yeah, he's a superhero, so why not? So let's get him up to his final form. There he is. He's got a lot of guns now. He's got a lot of armor. And he's got some grenades on his chest there. He's very dangerous. But he works for us, so that's okay. So let's get to the skills. They start at level 7. Bomb has been planted. Applies a 3-turn death countdown to all enemies. Alright, I'm going to take that because I don't have a choice, but I'm not keeping it. You know, I have that same skill on Morgs, and I just never use it because the problem is that individuals can remove that long before it becomes a problem. So if it's an extra turner, it might be something useful then, but the thing is, he's got so many good skills that I just can't find room for that. Alright, so let's continue to level 10. Alright, AK in Dust. Deals very heavy metal damage to one enemy. Alright, it's a 0 cooldown. Probably not going to keep that one. Let's continue. All the way to level 20. Kelvar plus helmet equals HE. Applies a 50% life shield to itself. Deals low special damage to all enemies. Gives 1 extra turn to itself. I am absolutely keeping that one. I am going to put that one right there. Definitely going to keep that one. That one is all kinds of awesome right there. It works very well with the skill that's coming up. So let's get him to level 25. M4 Spray Inferno. Deals heavy metal damage to all enemies, requires cooldown. All right, this one, I mentioned this when I was talking about him. This is obviously a mistake. There's a mistake somewhere along the way. It says it's heavy metal damage, but you can clearly see that it's not. If you look at the spec, it's actually 35 damage. Heavy doesn't start until 45. So this is really a moderate hit. But that's still good for him considering his strength, and it has a 1-round cooldown. All right, I'm going to put that one up there because that's obviously an upgrade. And that one works very well with the one I just mentioned, which is this one. So if you were to start with this, do this damage, the next turn you could come back, put the life shield on, do a little bit of damage, get the extra turn, and go right back to this one. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff. All right, so let's continue. I believe to 35? Nope, 30. The bomb has been planted. No, 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 I don't want that one. I really don't. Nope, nope, nope. Are we just going to get tortured with that one now? AWP in Trader Town. Deals massive metal damage to one enemy. I'm probably keeping that one. I like the 0 cooldown. I remember the stats. The AK in Dust, that's a 60 damage. This one over here, the new one, is a 70 damage. If you look at the stats, it's got a 0 cooldown over here, a 28 stamina cost, and this one's got a 52 stamina, nearly double, and a 2-round cooldown for 10 extra damage? And I lose a 0 cooldown? No, absolutely not. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want that one. I am going to have to do a little bit of moving, though, because I want things in a certain location, right? I think that's actually everything. There is another one, but I'm not going to be taking it, as tempting as it is. Aim God. Applies precision to itself, gives 1 extra turn to itself. So it's a choice between this one and this one. Yes, precision is really good, and you're not going to miss very much when you're wearing that. The thing about it is this one, considering his life, the life shield is just really good. See, with this and, of course, this, he's just going to be really hard to kill, and I really like the idea of that. I like the idea of him being very hard to kill. Being up there, just doing damage consistently, and you just can't get rid of him. I really like that. So I am going to choose this one because there's no way I'm losing this. This is just, that's just terrific right there, you know? Absolutely not. This is definitely his final stuff. All right, so let's just continue here and get through this. And we're just going to get that one over and over again. I just don't think that I can fit that one in. Yeah, right, that one. I like the other one better. I like the 0 cooldown and the lower costs, you know? All right, and one more, all the way to 60. All right. Now what I want to do is I just want to do a quick little move here because of the way that I like doing things. So at the moment, I'm going to do this. Right? And then, hold it a second. Then I'm going to put this in here. Because I like my self-buffs to be at the end and my single target hits to be in the second spot. It's just where I look for them, right? All right, going to put that there. And then let's go back up to here. Where is that one? Actually, it was this one right here. There we go. All right, so I got what I want right here now. I got the heavy group attack with the 1-round cooldown. I got the heavy single target hit here with the 0 cooldown. I got this one to use probably in the second round to get the group attack back. Very nice right there, nice little protection. And I got this one for when things go badly. So that's going to be very useful. All right, so we're done here. So let's just check out his stats at level 60. Once again, his strength is very good. Life, actually, that's pretty heavy. Have I seen anybody who's better than that? That's actually, I think that might be the highest. I've never seen anybody over 22. You know, but then again, I am missing a number of mythics, right? And his speed is actually not very bad at all, too, considering his other stats. I mean, he's not going to be like denial speed, but he's actually pretty darn fast, too, considering. These are some really good numbers, and he's got some really good skills. Let's go back and take a look at them. All right, let's start with M4 Spray Inferno. Deals heavy metal damage to all enemies. All right, well, that's really moderate metal damage because it's not just a matter of the gauge. The statistics we were given is it does a 35 damage. Heavy damage doesn't begin until 45, so it is moderate damage. but it is also a 1-round cooldown, and he does have a combo that he can use it in the first 2 rounds, right? He can start with that one, and then he can come back over here, do this, and use it again immediately. Now, if you didn't want this one, you could use the precision one and maybe even lead the fight with that. But then again, you wouldn't have it for the next round unless, of course, you took both of them. You could do that. That is something you could do. Anyway, let's move on. This is AK in Dust. Deals very heavy metal damage to one enemy. All right, there was one that did more damage, but it had a much higher stamina cost. It had a 2-round cooldown. This has a 0 cooldown. So if he gets his cooldowns activated, he can still do this one. And of course, like I said, is a lower stamina cost. So I think the extra 10 points of damage are not worth the benefits of this one. And of course, then we have this one I was looking at a moment ago. Kelvar plus helmet equals HE. I'm not really sure what the HE is about. If anyone got any ideas about that, let me know. Applies 50% life shield to itself, deals low special damage to all enemies, gives 1 extra turn to itself. Now it says life shield, but the effect is actually medium shield, so I'm wondering about that. Those are usually 2 different things, so that they would actually stack with each other. So I guess we'll find out once we start playing with him. And then we have this one. Echo Round in Mirage. Heals self by 25%, gives 25% of stamina to itself, removes all negative status effects from itself, applies evasion to itself. This is one of his initial skills. Wow, that is really good and is going to make him very hard to kill, especially along with this. Now, he can't actually give himself regeneration, and that's the only heal he really gets, but the 2 of them working in concert are going to make him hard to kill, especially considering how much health he has, which is a lot. And probably going to enhance that one too. So this is kind of turning into a standard for me in terms of these big old mythics who do a lot of damage. But I'm going to put 2 damages and a life on him. Because the thing about it is, he does have a huge life, and I want to take advantage of that. Especially with him, considering he does have the shielding, and he has the little healing and the evade going on. The thing is, with the little combo he can get off with his group attacks, he's going to do a bunch of damage. You're going to put strength on him, like I said. He's got a great strength to start with, so he's really going to do damage with that. But you also want to make him tough. So that's the reason I would go with the 2 damages and the life. Anyway, this is JoshDub. He is actually really good. And I have to say, they did change the progression in this case. Instead of doing the 20 cells, the 30 cells, and the 50 cells, they just did one initial one in the beginning of 100. And I ended up spending a lot less in that than I normally would. So if they want to do that from now on, that's great. Just please don't do it during races anymore. That is, yeah, that ain't cool. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.